BMW keeps changing things up to give the people what they want.
I want more power and more influence, and I want it now!
But one thing they still can't seem to get right is the audio.
So what does this do?
But today we show you how to transform the audio on this 2023 X1 with our Alpha 1 amp by BeamerTech. Welcome back, Dylan with BeamerTech. Just real quick, BeamerTech is entering a new chapter pretty soon, so if you want to learn a bit more about that, go check out the description of this video. But back to the vehicle at hand. This 2023 X1 chassis code U11 features the brand new iDrive 9, an MGU head unit, and a pretty lame audio system. Now, it's not to say that the stock system is bad, it's just that the Alpha 1 system by BeamerTech is that good. Our Alpha 1 amplifier is our most powerful amp for MGU head units yet. It's still plug and play and delivers 710 watts RMS and 1420 watts max power, which is 4 to 7 times the amount over stock, depending on the factory system you have. It has 9 output channels, which includes 1 RCA line-level pre-out to drive an additional subwoofer amplifier. It can hold up to 10 tuning files that can be changed to fit musical preferences. This is actually the first customer to get our new bracket for this amp, making this a true plug-and-play installation. And today we'll show you just how easy that is. Without further ado, let's welcome back Jarrett to knock out this installation. Jarrett, take it away. Before you do anything with electronics in your BMW, you'll need to disconnect your battery. Start by unlocking and opening your doors as well as the rear hatch. This will get you ready for the install without the vehicle having power. For the actual battery, start by popping the hood and pull off this weather stripping. Next, locate these fasteners on either side of this cover trim. With a BeamerTech trim tool, pop up on the centerpiece, and then pull the complete fastener out. Once both are out, lift up the trim. Pull the washer fluid hose down if it's in the way. With a 10mm socket, disconnect the negative battery terminal and set it aside. Now for the install. Start by lifting up the floor panel like so and pulling it forward to disconnect it and remove it. For the rear trim, use the aid of a BeamerTech trim tool to pry up on the trim. Pop it free and remove it. For this forward piece of trim, do the same, but by prying from the front instead of the sides. For the rear cover, lift up on the support cables and drop them down. Then pull out on the cover to remove it. To remove the left side panel, use a trim tool to pop up the center of the oversized fasteners to unlock them, and then remove them like so. Do the same with this one behind the cargo net, which we lowered to give you a better view. Once all 3 are removed, remove the side panel by lifting up from the bottom like so, and then pulling down and out. Now we need to pull back this insulation to get access to the amp location. Start by removing these 2 fasteners with a BeamerTech trim tool, just as you did the oversized ones. Carefully pull back the insulation off to the side to keep it out of the way. We now need to remove the factory amp. Remove these 3 10mm bolts. The tools in the BeamerTech DIY Essentials kit will work just fine, but Jarrett opted for power tools. Once free, pull the assembly down. Remove this slide lock connector on the factory RAM module by pushing in the center tab and rotating the arm. You'll need to also remove the pink and white cable, the long connector under those, and then bring this unit out of the car. Take the factory unit and remove the 3 8mm nuts holding the factory RAM module to the factory bracket. Remove it from the bracket. Place the Alpha 1 amp bracket into place on the factory bracket like so. The amp will need to line up with the threaded posts on the Alpha 1 bracket, so line it up and install the screws included in your kit. Once secure, take the factory RAM module and put it back in place. Replace the 3 8mm nuts. While Jarrett had the amp already plugged in, here's a quick look on how to do that. So if you've not done so already, plug in your Alpha 1 harness into the amp like so. Each connector only goes in one place. This customer opted to not have his included remote in-out cable plugged in, which is fine if you don't plan on installing an external sub. Back at the car, take the completed assembly and plug back in the 3 connectors for the factory RAM module. Take the slide lock from the Alpha 1 harness and plug that into the factory RAM module like so. Next, take the factory slide lock connector and plug that into the other end of the Alpha 1 harness like Jarrett is here. Place it in and rotate the arm down to lock it into place. Place the USB cable into the amp on the other side. Slide the whole unit back in place to the factory location. The upper right corner is a tight fit, so Jarrett opted to use some tape on the body of the BMW to create a small buffer. Replace the 3 10mm bolts you removed earlier. Reconnect your negative battery terminal and crank up the tunes.
Hey guys, I always wanted a blonde mustache. How do I look? Fancy, y'all.
At this point, you could leave the battery connected unless you plan on disconnecting the amp again for some reason. While you're here, let's button up the battery area. Make sure the negative battery terminal is fully connected. After that, place the trim back in its location and resecure the washer fluid hose if you pulled it down. Pop in the fasteners on either end. Place the weather stripping back on. And you're done. Now it's time for reassembly. Start by dropping the insulation back in place. Replace the 2 fasteners you took out from the insulation before. With them still popped out, insert the base into the hole and press the center down to lock it. Take the side trim and articulate it into place. Make sure the far side closest to the seats slides under the plastic trim. Take the USB cable and drop it through the hole here. This is used to digitally access the amp later if you need to. If you don't plan on doing that, you can hide it a bit more. Pull the weather stripping back over the left side like so. reinstall the oversized fasteners. Reinstall the trim behind the seats with the plastic side toward the front of the vehicle and snap it down. We lowered the seats to make this easier to show, but it could be helpful for you as well. Place the rear trim piece down and pull the weather stripping over it like so. Once that's done, snap it into place. Take the floor panel and push the rear hinges into place like so. And drop it down into place. Finally, take the cover panel and slide it and drop it into place. Take the support cables and place them over the attachment points and pull them down to lock them. Close the rear hatch, and you're done. And that is how you install this Alpha 1 amp on a U11 X1. Want one of these for your BMW? Head on over to our website and enter your VIN to get your kit today. Still not quite sold on this? Well, take a look at what some of these YouTubers are saying.
I guess we'll... It gets louder.
Yeah,
that hurt. I'm hearing things in the song I didn't hear before. It fixed the balance.
To me, the biggest benefit that you get from a device like this is the time delay functionality. It sets delays on each of the speakers so that the sound reaches your ears at the same time.
The clarity and the tightness of the bass was just so much improved with that upgraded amplifier.
Yo, that's insane! It hits you different, it hits your chest. And that is the amp installed, ladies and gents. I seriously cannot believe that it made that big of a difference.
As you can see, you can easily install this yourself with our BeamerTech DIY Essentials Kit and Trim Tool Kit, which have all the tools you need and more. But if you don't feel comfortable doing this yourself, you could find one of our certified installers near you. We have them in about 30 countries around the world. And don't forget that if you're near Orlando, Florida area, well then stop on by and we can do it for you. But as always, for more tips and tricks, product reviews, and so much more for BMWs, Minis, and Supras, make sure you subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell. Want to know what's happening first? Head on over to our website and subscribe to our newsletter. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Thanks for watching.